Do you ever feel like you've forgotten something? I'm sure I'm supposed to be doing something right now. I just can't think what it is. Beast Snaggers! How you doing, guys? Big Mac Danskull here today, back with another video for you. And today, it's Beast Snaggers. You've got to get on that hype train. You've got to make the most of this, especially when it's your first YouTube video for a long while. Apart from that short I did the other week. The question I am posing to you today is, what is the first Beast Snagga unit you're going to be building? The first Beast Snagga unit I built may surprise you. That's right, guys. The first Beast Snagga unit I built was a unit of Mega Knobs.
Actually, I think you'll find that Mega Knobs don't have the Beast Snagga keyword.
Well, yeah, technically they're not Beast Snaggers, but... Alright then, if you must. But still, the first Beast Snagga unit I built may surprise you.
Well, doubtful. I've been following your social media all week, pal.
Who's that mech with the sass and all the pizzazz? It's Sassy Chick, Sharp Mech. First Beast Snagga unit I built is... the Pain Boss! Yeah! If you've been following me on other social media platforms, you may have noticed that I have been kit bashing a Pain Boss. Now, this is using the Pain Boy miniature, the plastic Pain Boy miniature that GW have been producing for about 6 years now, 5 or 6 years, something like that. And it's not a very nice looking miniature in my opinion, so I'm a bit of a completionist, so I bought the miniature a few years ago and I wanted to use the top half of it as a Pain Boss on Warbike. But then the new codex came out and it wasn't available, that unit, anymore. I think it went into Legends or something. I don't really keep track of that kind of thing. However, I knew I'd find a use for that unit at some point, that model at some point. And I knew that I was always going to be able to use a model one way or another. And when I saw the Pain Boss on the Warhammer community website, I knew that was what I had to use the model for. So, I did a couple of things to kit bash him. I took the body of the Pain Boss as the main attraction for the miniature. I took the head of a burner boy. I took the leg of Boss Zagstruck. A Boss Zagstruck miniature that I bought off eBay a few years back when I wanted to run Boss Zagstruck in a game, but he was missing his left leg. So what did I use for the left leg, I hear you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I can tell you, I used the bionic leg from a flash kit. However, it's a little bit weedy, so what I did, I just used that part as the lower half of the leg for the Pain Boy. I attached it at the sort of spike bit, the flat spike bit that comes out of the Pain Boy's leg. I just sort of cut it at an angle and glued it so it looks like it's sticking out behind him in some sort of a running pose. Because the thing about the Pain Boss is, he's got these bionic legs that are supposed to help him keep up with the rest of the Beast Snaggers. And you know what? The miniature's a bit static from the Warhammer community site, and that's fine and everything. It's a lovely looking miniature nonetheless. However, I want it to look like it was a Pain Boss in action, and he's got these bionic legs and he's using them to sprint across the battlefield to get to where he's needed quickly, to get the boys back into the fight. And going back to those not quite Beast Snagga Mega Knobs, I'd already come up with a colour scheme without knowing it a few years ago for these Beast Snaggers. And these initially, they were going to be Snakebite Mega Knobs, thrown in alongside my Danskulls. Big Mac Danskull, or Waaagh Danskull. Big Mac Danskull's Waaagh is made up of different clans. It's not just, you know, like the biggest Waaghs, they're made up of all different clans. It's not just Deathskulls. So I wanted a Snakebite representation, and when I saw the Orruk Brute kits come out a few years ago for Age of Sigmar, I thought, yeah, I want to get some of them and convert them into some sort of Feral Orc or Snakebite Mega Knobs. So I did that. And then I started painting them, and I thought, where would they have got this armour from? Because they're not really super tech savvy, these Snakebites. And I figured, well, they looted the armour off Blood Angels, they stripped down all the tanks and stuff, they beat the metal into shape to roughly mimic this Mega Knob armour that they see in more technically minded clans. But because they took all of the armour from Blood Angels, I wanted that represented in the colour scheme as well. Snakebites, strictly speaking, don't really have a proper set colour scheme as far as I'm aware. You use a lot of browns and muted tones on them. However, I wanted it to look like they'd strip the armour, and then before the next skirmish, before the next battle, the next time they had to be in a fight, they just quickly beat it into shape. So they stripped the armour off the Blood Angel Death Company, off the Blood Angel Sanguinary Guard, and off the Blood Angel regular lads. So you've got red, black and gold armour there. And this isn't too far off what GW are showing us on all of their artwork for the Beast Snagga boys, because they've got a lot of white in there. Well, I've not even mentioned white yet, but there's white in there, there's red in there, and there's, you know, bits of other colours in there. And I wanted a bit of blue in there as well to tie in with my Death Skulls. Death Skulls. And the way I'm going to tie them in with my Death Skulls is the Blue Hand of Danskull. Blue Hand of Danskull. It's a very important mark on non-Death Skull units in Waaagh Danskull, because it denotes either a unit that is being paid some extra teeth, earning some extra teeth and fighting alongside the Waaagh, or simply a unit, a vehicular unit, or a bestial unit or something like that, that has been marked out for looting. It's ripe for looting, that unit. So they'll just put a little blue handprint on somewhere on the vehicle or on the beast, and you know Danskull's going to have that in his Waaagh permanently by the end of the battle. But that should tie them in nicely with Waaagh Danskull. And I may well put the Blue Hand of Danskull onto some Death Skull units as well, just to sort of have it joining up the clans properly, so to speak. But we'll have to wait and see when I actually paint more Death Skulls. I've not got it on any of the Death Skull units I've painted already. But back to this Beast Snagga and the Pain Boss. Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful. I am really excited to get into this box though. Hi, I've got a box. You can't see it because of the microphone. But do you want to know what my favourite part of this box is? And this is an empty box, by the way, just before you go getting excited. My favourite part of this box is actually that artwork there. I love that artwork, and that's just on the inside bit of the box. And it's, you know, and there's a nice little red skull there as well, with the horns, which fits in nicely with Death Skulls. Just a shame it's not a blue one. But that bit of artwork with the great white squig on it, I absolutely love that. And I know what you're thinking, guys. What is actually going to be the first unit I'm going to build and paint? I'm going to take a look at it now. I'm just going to take a look at the imagery on the back, and I'm not too sure, to be honest. I want to paint that knob on the head smasher squig, but I think the first unit I'll actually build and paint is a unit of boys. You know, unit of these. What are they called? Beast Snagga boys. Yeah, I really want to paint a unit of these Beast Snagga boys because I want to nail down my skin tone. You'll have noticed on the spinny vid of the Pain Boss, he's got some like deep green shades in the recesses, or some bluey green shades in the recesses. And the way I achieved that was with the Plague Bearer Flesh that I've been using on my Orc skin recently. And then I added an athematic blue recess shade. Not watered down or anything like that, just put into the recesses, and then it brings what reads as yellow quite often in the Plague Bearer Flesh. It's like a proper yellowy green, so it reads a little bit too yellow to some people's eyes, and to my eyes probably at times as well, if I'm honest. But if you add that athematic blue to the recesses of the muscles and various areas, then it brings it back down to that green shade that you want, so it makes it look a lot more green than it had before. So guys, there you have it, the first Beast Snagga unit that I built and painted. It was, you know, not what you expected, I suppose, because it's not out yet, the miniature, so I kit bashed it. Yeah, there we go. That's the summary of the video. If I stick this bit at the start, which I'm not going to, probably not, then you don't have to watch the rest of the video. However, if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs down if you hated it, and let me know in the comments if there's something you didn't like about the video. Just let me know what you didn't like about the video. I want to change for you. I want to become a better content creator for you. I guess, like, I could just put out more videos, but you know, if you like this video, don't forget you can help support the channel in a number of ways. You can subscribe to me on Twitch, you can pledge to my Patreon, or you can like the video and watch ads before the video and stuff like that. As I said, let me know what you thought of my kit bash in the comments below, and I'll see you on the battlefield.